Welcome to Athens, Georgia, Sanford Stadium, home to the Georgia Bulldogs, where more than 90,000 have already started to bark loudly. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see a team coming off a crucial bye week, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 19th ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. Looks like he's going to try to return it. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. So Georgia's return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They'd better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they...
It's complete! A huge pickup! Got a lot of running room. Past the 10. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
Well, we may have a situation here. We might have points, more points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, chewing up that much yardage. Defenses are going to have to get something to get out.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinator. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tigers' offense will go to work for the first time. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football at a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want to do. And you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much he'll test that cornerback on the other side.
You know, there's a saying, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19, give him 1. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David.
Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. How about that alert play from the defense to scoop it up? Touchdown, Dogs! The defense takes matters into their own hands. The defense striking with a scoop and score touchdown.
And defense is about getting guys to the football. Sometimes you just get that hit, the ball pops out, more guys swarming to the football. Great effort, scoop that thing up, now do some damage with it. You always want to play offense anyways. Convert that defensive player, offensive player. Give me that 6.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Snap it to the back. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Ball spotted right at midfield as they try to convert 3rd and short. Quick pass on the fly motion. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, and you see those sticks, and you're like, dude, 3rd and short, I just got to fall forward and get the first down, Palmer, but the defense comes up big and gets the stop.
So on offense, don't overthink this one. 4th and inches, just line up, something easy. You know you can execute in your sleep and go keep this drive going.
LSU moving quickly, going to work again on 1st down. Quarterback on the keeper. Got enough for the first. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. Leaves it with the back. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? We're going to get a lot of answers today.
Quarterback checking the play. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got it in the middle, it's Babers. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
And he's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
This drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. They'll go to the ground. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16. This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Quick pass on the jet motion. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
And you think about when you hit those guys on the move, man, he's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's just it's a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that when you're looking for the 1st down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
He'll pick up 3 before he's downed at the 6. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. He'll run it to the right here and try to get it into the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers! A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you've played a lot of plays, you get worn out. You need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chain.
Well, it's an electrifying run. You think about the tradition at the running back position for the Bulldogs. Herschel Walker and his Heisman Trophy. No Sean Marino. And how about this? Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel all there at the same time. I bet this
gets away from one. He's got space. He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Looking for a productive play on first down. Motion from the offense. They want to throw it. He's got his man. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. They'll snap it from the 25 here on 2nd and long. It'll be a draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
On 3rd down, he drops the throw. They're setting up the screen. They make the stop, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Georgia lining up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Gets off his first one of the day. He was called on 5 times in the victory last week. He gets a block. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive, just try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. And the running game has been going in the wrong direction. They'll try to get their first positive play of the drive here on 3rd down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Across the 35. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and it just spread me out and make me defend so many things. You can tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big first down.
Blast is way ahead, but not much room. A pickup of 1 to the 24.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
You know, if you want to run the ball up the middle, you're going to have to block that guy. I mean, nobody even touched him, and he slanted right into the backfield, made a tackle for loss.
Quarterback checking off. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Little touch pass to the receiver. scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point was good. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Georgia Tech has the lead right now, but if this team has taught us anything over the years, it's that no lead is safe inside Bobby Dodd Stadium. They're up by a field goal over Syracuse. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Off play action. Trying to get to it. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. On the ball at the 30. They finally make the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a first down. The Dogs have it with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
We're trying to run the ball on 1st down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
He's going to pass on 2nd down. Quarterback on the move, still looking. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
He looks that one in nicely. Tackle was made, but not until he gets the 1st down.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback, finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
Makes the catch, and he's brought down.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the 1st down.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. And you think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki Mingo, Daniil Hunter, dudes that can line up one-on-one. These guys were like avatars with their frames. So difficult to block and so athletic. That's what this guy reminds you of sometimes.
And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Georgia sends out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The give to the back. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Takes a shot as he lets it go. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Quick timeout by the defense. Make sure everyone has the same call. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth the chance to have another look. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. They think they can create space here with a run to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You see all this movement in football now, all this stemming. The defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this run.
This defense will try to force a fourth down on third and short from the 45. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On second down, he'll let it fly. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Now facing a third and long from the 50-yard line. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. And the Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Going for it all. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
He wants to pass it on second down. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Past the 30. Can anyone catch him? And the Dogs once again fail to get a third down stop. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. One more snap coming before halftime. He'll ride his man on the option. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. He got it. And they'll trot off to the locker room after the field goal to close the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, time for everyone inside that stadium in Athens to take a deep breath and kind of digest what we just saw.
Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They start this third quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He's past the 30. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. He'll keep it himself. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and how about the QB? Calls his own number and all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it, get some positive yards, and now what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Getting some heat. And the quarterback was trying to extend the play, and the defense brought it to a close.
And that guy is just a man. I mean, he sets the tone in this defense. We saw it on that play right there. Reminds me a lot of the guys standing beside me. David Pollack, who really set the bar for great D-line play at Georgia. I think back to 2 guys I played against. Richard Seymour and Marcus Stroud lining up beside each other on the inside of that D-line. That was an absolute nightmare to go up against.
So the offense will go for it around midfield. Now on the option. He'll toss it. And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They reached deep in the playbook, used almost all of them, it seemed, Jesse, and still ended up having to punt last time.
And I think on this next drive, David, you can go back to some of the stuff that worked that last drive, too. Find the things that you had success with. You just got to be able to build on it.
Yeah, and just break that extra tackle, make that extra play, make the guy miss, put a drive together so you can finish with some points.
Pocket starts to collapse. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. How about that Bayou Bengal defensive front showing some dominance? Booger McFarland, Marcus Spears-like in their pressure.
And that defensive line getting to the quarterback, and they got so many guys.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
From the gun, running back gets the give. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. run the option. He'll toss it. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Direct snap. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. When they put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and we're just trying to get that first down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. They get him on the ground. A 6-yard run in the red zone down to the 11. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Trying the left side. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability to stop the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers!
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Oregon State is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Beavs have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. They're trailing by just 4 to Western Michigan. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stop form and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. That's caught. It's Abraham. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. The give to the tailback. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. 2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And the pass is intercepted. And after the interception return, he gets it down to the 32-yard line.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the run. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver, different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He can't make the grab. It's incomplete, but there is a flag, and I believe this is going to be pass interference.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. He'll pull it on the read. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
How about the defensive end understanding football? Understanding that I got to keep outside contained. I'm responsible for the quarterback. Good job playing his responsibility. And how about getting that sucker on the ground? He's a pretty good athlete to be able to corral him, tackle him right in the middle of the field, and get him to the ground.
And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
And there's a coachable moment for that young man right there. It's a nice run. Your team's got the lead late, but because of that, you cannot go out of bounds before you get to 2 minutes. If you go out, the clock's going to stop, and that's a coachable moment, something he'll learn from moving forward.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And now the lead is even bigger. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. He'll return it. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with the system.
They'll throw it on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Gibbs. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down.
And no messing around right now if you're on offense. This is the time where execution has got to be at a premium. You need to hit completions, David. They need some big plays.
Yeah, and you just want to keep pressuring them and keep making them use the clock, give them the underneath stuff. And again, when they drive the football down the field, I just can't give up touchdowns. Field goal at this point is not going to hurt my defense.
They want to just keep throwing. Got his man quickly. They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a 1st down. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the 1st down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. Now, don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and of being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
Wide open downfield. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. Out of the gun, looking to throw. moving away from pressure. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia! Oh, Uncle Mo has changed sidelines.
Look out, brother. Here's what happens, right? Something happens, get you close in the ball game. The defense needs to come out here, get a stop, get that ball back to the offense. Oh, Uncle Mo on your side.
And he makes the extra point. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. So we've got a tight spot here, David. They'd love to run out the clock, but all those timeouts staring at them.
Yeah, they got 3 timeouts on defense, but I know a first down ends this football game. So I got to get my guys physical, ready to roll.
Yeah, because you know this defense is going to be playing the run. They're going to be loading the box, trying to get tackles, using their timeouts to get the football back. So this is going to come down to who's better in the trenches.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. He'll do it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. They'll run the option. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the kicking team's going to call a timeout. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. They'll try to really get into this one. A low line drive and short kick. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself.
Oh, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, LSU! They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
How about the middle linebacker making a great play? He drops in his zone, eyes on the quarterback. He sees the quarterback throw the football, breaks on it perfectly, steps in front, and takes it all the way to the house.
On the option. Now the toss. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Blasted as he lets it go. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football. And you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running down the hill and making a tackle.
And the final play is just a short gain, and we're at the end of the game. When you hit this point in the season, week 7, you sort of turn the corner and you remain unbeaten. At this point, you've morphed into a championship contender.
Yes, but you don't want to peek too far ahead, Reese. You kind of want to be like, nothing to see here, just move on. We haven't accomplished what we wanted yet. We haven't accomplished what we set out to do. It's week 7. I know you guys got bigger hopes and bigger dreams than just being to week 7 and being undefeated.
And guys, I've been really impressed with this team because they just seemed to always have an identity. From the very beginning of the year, they knew who they were. They knew what they were going to go out and try to accomplish and how they wanted to dominate teams. And they've been able to do that to this point. So, David, to your point, just keep getting better every single week moving ahead. And this team could be in the college football playoff discussion.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.